Sometimes you just need a good old-fashioned manual stapler. Today we're going to be taking a look at the manual Milwaukee stapler with the Ryobi stapler. The thing about staplers are that they're super convenient. And over the years, they've just gotten more advanced and more advanced and more advanced. Now, the reason why people don't like staplers is because you get fatigue in your arm and it just gets painful after a while. Now, what do most people use these for? Well, they put up a lot of posters with them on post. I can tell you that much. They do a ton of stapling wires and things like that to keep it up. Now, the most important things about these are the convenience for the end user, and if you're on a ladder, you got to have the belt clips. And both of these do have the belt clips, which is really nice. Something we got to talk about is the construction. Now, the Ryobi, this was about $13, $14 from the good old Home Depots, and I believe I paid right around $25 for the Milwaukee from Home Depot. Now, I took a look, I couldn't find this one, so I think they're only going with the battery ones. If you do find it, you can let me know, but I looked online, I couldn't find this one. I got it many years ago. But this one's all plastic. This one is actually, I think it's all aluminum, forged aluminum. This is heavy-duty construction, and I've used it for many years, so I'm really happy with it. But when I saw this one, buddy, I just had to have it because we got to compare it. They both have locks right here. This is an interesting lock because I can twist this knob right here. I'll show you from this side, twisting it. It pops right back up. Now, it locks down. It's super simple, very effective. You have rubber overmolding here, and you have rubber overmolding here because you got to stay comfortable. You know, come on. But you squeeze these two back pieces, it pulls right out. This is where you load everything up inside it. This is a 4-in-1 stapler. Now, right here you have the power, so you can go from the minimal power here to the harder setting here. I don't know if you can hear the sound difference, but you really can. So that's about it for this. Now, this can do, and I'm going to try and get this up close to you, this can do rounded staplers, heavy-duty staples, light staples, and it can do 18, and I believe it's up to 3/4 of an inch brad nails. So that's something to keep in mind. You can do some light work with that, and we will test that out today. I promise you. Taking a look at the Milwaukee, like I said, the construction of this is very heavy-duty. Now, this is not overmolding down here, it's just plastic. This is overmolding up here. The lock for this one's right here. All you have to do is slide it. It comes right back up. Now, if you pull it out, you can pull it down without actually discharging it, and then you can lock it just like that. But you just pull that back, it goes up, and you are ready to go. Now, if I go on light, it still feels kind of heavy. I go to heavy. It feels, honestly, it almost feels the same. But you do have a little hammer on the back side of here, so you can just hammer the staples down if they don't go all the way in, and you got a puller right here, so that is very nice to have. That doesn't have that, so I guess that would be the cost differential. Now, this one can do brad nails, and it can do heavy staples as well. I don't believe this one can do rounded staples that you would use for cables. Under the bottom here, you pull that out just like this one, and this is where you load all of your ammunition up in there. Okay, let's see how much pressure this actually takes in order to discharge this. I know this is antiquated, but whatever. I'm going to do the best that I can. I have this set on the lightest setting. Let's see how much pressure it takes. So that was just about 10 pounds of pressure on the lightest setting for Ryobi. Let's put it all the way to the highest. So just about 17 pounds. Let's go for the Milwaukee on the lightest setting. Got to make sure there's no staples in here. That was about 22, 23. Now let's go to the heaviest setting. That was about 28. Now the question is, does that pressure differential translate to power? Now I'm not sure. This says that this is just about 50%, takes less than 50% of the pressure to achieve the same power. I hope I'm saying that just right. So we're going to test that out. Let's go ahead and try a brad nail. Okay, now we're going to start out on the lightest setting. Okay, so that put it in almost all the way. This is on the lightest setting. And that did not put it in as far. Hopefully you can see that. Now let's put it on the heaviest setting. Okay, that flushed it all the way. Let's put this on the heaviest setting. And that sunk it just a little bit further. But hey, you know what? That's not bad. They're pretty comparable with the lightest setting and for the heaviest setting. This is a heavy-duty stapler, or staple right here, T50, heavy-duty. Okay, we're going to start out on the light settings for the heavy-duty T50s. 1, 2, maybe this is better if I do it this way. Yep. Okay, so you can see that does go in a little bit further. Let's go to the heaviest setting. Okay, so that pushed it in just about the same there, so that's pretty good. Okay, let's go to a bigger staple. This is just about 1/2 inch. Okay, so for the 1/2 inch staple, it is a lighter duty staple. I'm going to keep it on the maximum setting. Let's see how it does. It did very well. Okay, so this is a 3/4 inch stapler, or maybe that's a little bit bigger than that. Just to see how we do. They did very well. Let's go back here. Okay, so this did sink it a little bit better than this one. One of the most famous things that you use staple guns for is to keep your lights in place outside. That's all those beautiful decorating lights that you use at Christmas, Halloween, whatever. You're using them outside, you got to keep them up, so you're going to use a staple gun. Okay, I'm going to try and put the center of the wire right there. So center on center. Let's see how we do. All right, I didn't damage the wire. All right, so that was okay, but you got to make sure you line it up. All right, let's go ahead and try this one here. We'll try and line it up just the same. Aha. Look here, this actually has a cutout right there on this line, so we're going to use that cutout to see how it does. Hopefully I don't pierce it. Okay, it worked. I didn't pierce it, but buddy, we are right. We are right on the line on that one. Wow. So full disclosure, I do not recommend that you use a staple gun on any of these. You should use the proper tool, which there's a staple gun that puts the proper tie downs to these, or the staple downs, and they have plastic and insulation, and they have nice little cutouts and all that great stuff. Because most of the time when you damage your lights outside, you're doing it because you put a staple through it. If you put a staple through it and you're running current through there, or you're running electricity, which typically 120 volts, well, that is not good because you could potentially really hurt yourself with electricity. So disclaimer, don't use these on electrical. So the big question is, which one is better? And I will give you a definitive answer. I think that the Ryobi is better than the Milwaukee. The reason why is because it's true. This takes just about 50% of the effort to put out almost the same amount of power per these. So you're not going to get as much fatigue. This is lighter. It's not going to rust because it is plastic. This is heavier. Now it does have a couple more amenities, but at the end of the day, the big thing about this is fatigue and strength. If you're going to be pulling this hundreds of times, you need as much strength and as much comfort as you can get, and I think the Ryobi is giving that to you. Everyone, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it was entertaining. If it was, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I really hope to see you in the next video. God bless everybody.